I feel like a lot of people don't really realize the advantage of a stiffer fork. Whenever I reviewed any of the bikes on my channel, the first thing I would notice on the trail was how confident the front end always felt. The recurring theme is that every bike I have demoed had a thicker stanchion fork than the Rockshox Recon Gold RL that I was used to. So this summer I finally bit the bullet and emptied my wallet for a new fork. Behold the Rockshox 35 Gold RL. Quite an anticlimactic name, honestly. Anyway, I bought the 27.5-inch version with a 44mm offset and 140mm of travel. It features a motion control damper with low speed compression to lockout and external rebound adjustment. It can accept bottomless tokens to improve the progressivity and bottom out resistance. The biggest selling point for me was the fact that this comes in at $500 and is made with those 35mm stanchions I've been yearning for. If you've paid attention to Rockshox products in the past, you probably noticed that you had to pay $600 or more to get a 35mm chassis fork. Now with the 35 Gold RL, the average consumer can make their bike feel much stiffer and in turn improve their confidence in the bike. At least that's how I feel about mine. Some people might moan about SRAM using an old damper and reselling it again, but to me that's not important. I'm not a mountain bike magazine journalist nor a pro-level rider. The motion control damper was one of the best on the market just a couple years ago, so it's good enough for me now. Paying for my college degree is more important to me than Kashima coating and high-speed compression. I love the look of the all-black forks with red and white decals that now match my shock perfectly. I'm not gonna lie, a big part of a fork purchase to me is how it'll make the bike look, and I guess how it makes it feel too, but I digress. The 35 Gold RL took my bike from looking like a good beginner bike to a full-on enthusiast. The pale stanchions on the Recon just always gave off a cheaper vibe because everyone knows the Pike, Lyric, Yari, etc. always have the black stanchions, but now even the Recons have black stanchions for the 2020 model year, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Another important change I wanted to get out of this fork was a way to increase my travel and slacken out my head tube angle, and boy did I do that. I bumped up the front from 120 to 140, and my head angle went from 67.5 to about 65.5 degrees. I'm not really 100% sure exactly what it is, but I think it's less than 66, definitely. This not only makes my bike look way more modern, but it gives me confidence to descend like never before, and I can plow into stuff that I wouldn't even dream of on my Recon. I feel more in control on every bump jump, awkward landing, root section, and rock garden, and in the end, that's all you can really ask of a fork. For those of you with a keen eye, you may have noticed that my common cell is from 2016. That means my frame just missed out on the boost spacing standard. So then you're probably wondering, how am I using a Rockshox 35 when that has a 110mm axle? Well, since I now have you on the edge of your seat, I'll introduce the problem solver. And no, I'm not talking about a gun. It's a boost adapter kit available at Jensen USA for $25. It was simple to install and works as it's supposed to. With two 5mm shims for the axle and one for the rotor, it transforms my front end from 100mm to 110mm. The only downside is that every time I take the front wheel off, the two axle shims fall to the ground, but I don't really mind. Overall, the Rockshox 35 Gold RL is a great fork for the price. It offers solid performance and inspires confidence when coming from a 32mm chassis. It lets you taste a higher quality of mountain biking kit if a $900 fork isn't in the cards for you. But you know what's always in the cards for you? Smashing like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.